Boys and girls, very good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Before I go any further, something that makes me very happy today is all of us, including our elders, are safe and secure even during COVID is something the great blessings of God. Thank you. The only line I can say about my experience, what I am going through in front of all of you today, is the purpose of my life and the way of my living is my father. As simple as that. The purpose of life and the way of living my life is absolutely my father. And I stop there. First of all, congratulations for getting into CBIT, my institution and your institution. And we are together in this journey. And congratulations to all the first year students. A lot has to be done in the next 4 years before you finish engineering education from this great upcoming institution. Once you are done with engineering education, we have phenomenal opportunities waiting for you. You look at any industry segment around us. You talk about banking industry. You talk about transport industry. You talk about insurance industry. You talk about your mobile industry. And you talk about your fun industry. Anything that you take, technology is playing a very, very important role. And technology is the business enabler behind those industry segments. Can't you imagine leading your life without a mobile phone? Can you imagine your life without using that ATM card? Can you imagine your life without the small application which is WhatsApp? And today, we express more on Facebook than expressing ourselves in front of the human beings. And that is the beauty of technology. And who is behind the technology? You guys, the future engineers, are going to be behind the technology. And technology is going to throw tremendous amount of opportunities for you. Any industry that you take, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing opportunities. And more than worrying about opportunities, look at what is that you are supposed to do in the first important step of your education, which is engineering. So let me give you some quick inputs on what is the purpose of education. I keep saying this whenever I go to engineering institutions. What is the purpose of education? What is that you are going to get once you are done with 4 years engineering course in this particular institution? Outcome of education is to make you a confident individual. See, So my father spoke about he finishing his medical education and I did my engineering education in whatever the year that we belong to, 1970s to 1990s, nothing is changed. The only thing that education gave us is I am confident because of the degree what I have in my hand. And if the degree says that it is a first class, if the document says that it is distinction, if the document says the CGPA is 8 plus and above, and the document says CGPA is 9 plus and above, that gives you a tremendous amount of confidence. Education gives the certificate of confidence as an individual. Because I went through engineering education, you will be going through engineering education, and once you are done with it, we know something in life because we went to a good institution like CBIT and we learned many things in CBIT. So the purpose of education, number one, is making us confident individuals. And that is the first purpose of education. And the second purpose of education, I keep saying this very frequently, is to make you an active contributor. So So once we finish our education, we get into, and during the education also, education makes us active contributors. When we work on a small project in engineering education with a group of 3 people, what we do? We contribute to each other in terms of learning. When I go back to hostel during my daytime, and once I am done with my day school, then I go to hostel back, I start contributing for the learning of the students within my room. When I go to the playground and start playing cricket with my friends, what I do? I contribute to the joy that sport brings to me. One very interesting thing that happens once we are done with education is we all will become active contributors. And that is the beauty of education. And the third one, what is the purpose of education? Education makes us self-learners and self-directed learners. And that is the reason in engineering education, only 30% of learning happens in the classroom and 70% of the actual learning happens outside the classroom. Because engineering education makes us self-learners and self-directed learners. So what exactly is the meaning of self-learners? Number one, what to learn, where to learn, how to learn, and why to learn. Everything is decided by us as individuals. And that is the beauty and purpose of engineering education. So let's talk about the first 3 again one more time. Education makes you a confident individual. And education makes you an active contributor. And education makes you a self-directed learner. And the fourth one is what is my role model said, my legend said. The fourth important purpose of education is to make us concerned civic citizen of India. So as citizens, we are part of the society uplifting. As citizens, we are part of the society upbuilding. And as citizens, we are an integral part of society. So what education has to make us feel that I am a citizen who is concerned about the society I belong to, concerned about the country I belong to, concerned about the community I belong to. And that is the outcome of education. So boys and girls, in these 4 years, every day, stand in front of the mirror and keep assessing yourself. Am I becoming confident? Done with the first semester, you have a CGPA of 9.0. You will be much more confident individual in the classroom. And if your CGPA is 6.5, the confidence levels are less than 9.0. I'm not trying to say that CGPA is a combination of confidence and your learning, but it gives you that kind of energy. Say that I did something better than the rest of the people, and hence I am 9.0. And when you solve a problem in the classroom, you become confident. When you write your first C program in the lab, you become confident. And once you finish your first year engineering education, you become confident. And that is the kind of grinding that happens in education. So confidence, contribution. The third one is self-learning. And the fourth one is every day. When you get into life, keep thinking about yourself. What is that I need to do? Small things to the community I belong to the society I belong to, and to the country I belong to. There is absolutely no need to talk about great things in this country. As a role model said, respect your parents, you become a good citizen. Value your friend in the classroom. Stand by the friend when the friend is in deep, issues. You become a good citizen of this country. Go and vote, you become the good citizen of this country. Don't encourage bribery, you become the good citizen of this country. And don't be jealous of people, you become the good citizen of this country. And don't encourage bad in your life, you become the good citizen of this country. And try to help in the best way possible to the people who are in the need. You become the good citizen of the country. I'll give you some lines what I learned in Bhagavad Gita. I don't know how many of you people went through Bhagavad Gita. One good thing my father has done to me, one great thing my father has done to me is admitting me into that Jillallamudi Patashala, Gurukul Patashala from 2nd standard to 8th standard. And that is a place where I learned the art of understanding Bhagavad Gita, the art of understanding Ramayana. It's all a Sanskrit, what is that, school. And every day we used to wake up with slokas and we used to end with slokas. And I'll quote a couple of lines from that Bhagavad Gita. I prayed God that I want strength. I have prayed the God that I want strength. God has not given me the strength. God has given me the problems around me. And I faced every problem in my life and became strong in my life. So strength comes by facing the problems. Strength comes by looking at the problems. Strength comes by solving the problems. Then number 2, I asked my God to give me wealth, assets. God has not given me wealth and assets for me. God has given intellectual capacity and capable to me through my education, and hence I became a good asset of wealth that is nothing but knowledge. Knowledge is real wealth and asset for you as an individual. So God has not given the actual assets, but God has given an opportunity to go through education and get that intellectual capability, and that's exactly what is my knowledge, and the knowledge is the true health and asset that I got in my life. Right? The third one, I asked God to give me love. He never gave me love. He has given a lot of people who are suffering around me. And the first person, I tried to give a helping hand, and the suffering person started extending love and affection to me. So from tomorrow, I had 10 people suffering around me. I started working with all the 10 people, and each one of those 10 people started extending love and affection to me. So God has not given me the love and affection. God has given me the people who are in the need and suffering. By serving them, by helping them, I got love and affection in my life. And that's exactly what Bhagavad Gita says. And these are some of the lines that you always have to remember. If you want to become a good, concerned civic citizen of India and the society that we belong to, there are so many people around us who need some helping hand. It's not the money. It's not help. Sometimes the words what you speak are more powerful than the helping hand what you give. And that is the beauty of language, and that is the beauty of humanity. So education has to give that kind of platform which makes you a confident individual and makes you a contributor and makes you a self-learner, and more importantly, a concerned civic citizen of India. So let me talk about a couple of other points. What is the purpose of education? We spoke. Now I talk about what is the purpose of engineering education. All the boys stand up. Turn this side. This is something I learned in the last 1 decade of my experience. The real competition for you is sitting in front of you. Please be aware of it. When I joined TCS in 1997, just because of my father, just because of PSC, I got into TCS. I used to work for a small team for 3 months. And nobody has beaten that record so far in TCS. I joined TCS as a trainee, and I went to US as a trainee. Just 4 months after my joining. We hardly used to see women and girls in IT industry, even for that matter in the classroom. But today, I'm extremely proud to tell you, 40% of TCS is women. And that is the competition what you guys are seeing. And that is exactly why I said that the competition is sitting right in front of you in the classroom. The competition is sitting right in front of you in every transaction that you go through the college. Please take the inspiration from the competition and be extremely dedicated and hardworking to be able to face the women talent of this country. The future of India and the future of the world is this workforce. Trust me. Thank you. And all the girls, be happy about us because we are giving opportunities to you. And hence you are able to do very well. Okay? So be thankful to men. So the reason why I said is to motivate you. Women associates, phenomenal roles to play. And diversity is its peak. What do you mean by diversity is male-female ratio in organizations. Why can't we encourage women? Why can't we encourage girls to get into engineering education and then get into technology-oriented jobs? It's something what people are talking about across the globe. And today, India is absolutely on top of it. This country, if at all this country has any strength, I'm not deposition Mother India, but I'm telling you, if at all this country has any unique advantage or unique selling point or the strength across the globe, it is the young talent of this country who is going to differentiate India in the future. And that is the beauty of talent in this country. And especially women talent. Absolutely stunning. So opportunities are there for each one of you once you are done with the engineering education. Now I'll talk about what is the purpose of engineering education. And then I'll take a couple of questions from each one of you, as I normally do in this particular institution, right? The purpose of engineering education is to solve technology problems. And this is the place where we literally, miserably fail in engineering education. It's not just get the marks. It is to solve as many problems as possible, technology problems as possible in engineering education. Every subject in engineering education is important. And I'll give you a couple of tips for you. If you want to do really well in engineering education, ensure that your attendance is 100%. Number two, take every subject seriously. Every subject has something to give you in engineering education. And the third one is, why we get timetable? Why we get timetable? Because you must know what is going to happen tomorrow, so that during the night you go and do a self-study of those topics which are going to get covered in the classroom tomorrow. That's exactly what I said. Engineering education makes you a self-learner, because the learning starts from you, not in the classroom. So you open the books and you refer to those books and you prepare for the classroom. And once you go to the classroom, the topic what the teacher is teaching you on the day should become a revision to you rather than an introduction to you. You understand what I'm saying? See, tomorrow somebody is talking about, let's talk about software engineering. So people are going to talk about testing in the computer science, right? In software, what is that? No, engineering. Okay, white box testing, black box testing, integration testing, etc., etc. Those concepts, before you get the classroom, please open the books and do a self-study and prepare the class for tomorrow's class. And then once you get into the class, what teacher tells you becomes a revision to you rather than an introduction to you. And that is what is important in engineering education. And that will make you a self-learner. Three things: 100% attendance, and every subject is important. And number three, prepare before the classroom. And now the next thing what I would like to mention to you is problem solving. Do as many problems as possible you need to solve, irrespective of the what is the subject, especially in the core engineering subjects. So when you talk about computer science, right, it's a combination of 5 to 6 core engineering subjects. We go through data structures, we go through RDBMS, we go through algorithms, and we go through operating systems, and maximum people go through some of the what is the subjects like compiler design. These 5 plus software engineering. These 5-6 subjects are core to engineering education. Similarly, electronics and communications, distress signaling program, DSP. Then we talk about communication fundamentals. Then we talk about electronic circuits, right? And then we talk about antenna and satellite communication. Some of these subjects, what you study as part of ECE. 5 subjects are core to ECE. So every department has 5 to 6 core subjects of your engineering education. And there you need to invest a lot of time in problem solving. What happens if you solve problems? The depth and the breadth of the subject goes up. So the knowledge is nothing but the breadth and depth of the subject. the breadth and depth of the subjects gets expanded and deeper only if you solve problems of those subjects. Pick up as many mini projects as possible. Every semester, do a mini project. And you get in 8th semester a final year engineering project. And those projects are very, very important. So problem solving is the best medicine for engineering education because you tend to get the breadth and depth of that particular subject. And the next one, what we need to do in engineering education is communication skills. And I'll stop here and then we'll get into questions. Communication skills is very, very important, boys and girls. Very important. All of us, we are committed to our mother tongue. Every one of us. The title itself says mother tongue. And I don't think any human being ignores mother. Similarly, we don't ignore our mother tongue, right? But English today is the global language. English today is a language of giving you opportunities. And today that is a language where world is comfortable with, right? In fact, when people say computer science engineering, CSE, right? There's a board there, CSE, okay? You say computer science engineering, but I see Chinese Mandarin, Spanish and English. 60% of the world speaks one of those three languages, Chinese Mandarin and then Spanish or English. And that is the beauty of what is it, no, international languages. So English especially is the commonly accepted spoken language of communication across the world. And you need to get competencies in the way of articulating your thoughts, your ideas and your views in simple basic English with confidence and clarity. And this is the concept of communication. So you need to get those communication skills, and the only way you can get those communication skills is by practicing. And I'm sure the principal and the placement officer and the teaching staff of this institution will do everything possible to make you rock solid in communication skills, especially language of English. That will anyway happen. So I think understand the purpose of education, then understand the purpose of what is it, no, engineering education, and enhance your communication skills in next 4 years. I am telling you, any day you will be much more successful person than any one of us standing in front of you. And that is the beauty of success. So boys and girls, solve the problems. Enhance your communication skills. Most importantly, understand the purpose of engineering education and understand the purpose of education. Once you get to know what is the end outcome and the purpose, nobody is going to restrict you or stop you. It is on your own. Any questions? So let me take a couple of questions, please. Who is the first one? We have the big nom in the college. Stand up. Give a big round of appreciation for him, boys and girls.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
My name is Sheikh Pirullah Qureshi and I am a student of TART BTech in Mechanical Engineering.
Hi Qureshi. I met you before?
Yeah, in last year, sir.
Thank you.
So first of all, I would like to thank our college management for conducting these kind of interaction sessions for students with such great personalities. Thank you so much, sir. And actually, I have 3 questions, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. My question number 1 is how to develop an innovative mindset and maintain an empathetic attitude. So I see India as a developing nation, and here are a lot of problems which can solve by engineers only, and which can solve by engineers and technology as well. So for that we need to be very innovative. So everyone is talking about innovation and innovative things, but how to be that? How to maintain an innovative mindset?
I got it. You are speaking about innovation. You are talking about empathy. Okay, next one. Third question.
My third question is that being a learner, I'm a learner, and what I face a problem while learning is that showing interest at initially, and when I started learning and when I go in the middle, I leave it, and after that my interest shifts on something else, and what I talk to myself is that keeping a width of knowledge is better than keeping a knowledge in a particular thing. So while I look at in myself, I feel I'm something in anything, but I'm not perfect in anything.
Okay, anything else?
Yes, so my third question is that I'm a student of TCS Youth Employability Program, and due to this pandemic situation, we got an opportunity to attend the classes to online mode, and it is a wonderful opportunity for us to get trained by the TCS trainees who are working in various parts of the world, like who are working on on-site. So that's make me very encouraging and motivating. So I'm very much interested for on-site. So what kind of capabilities and qualities that I should develop in myself, so which I can get a lot of opportunities while I start my career. What makes me eligible for on-site?
Very good. I'll give answers for all these questions. Thank you so much. See, there is a lot over there in literature. Sit, no problem. There's a lot over there in literature. I think the best thing that we can do as human beings, as youngsters, of course, not as even youngsters, as human beings, is to constantly refer to the literature and take the inspiration from the literature to solve our problems. More importantly, to get us the right way of thinking in life. Rishi, okay? Whenever I get into crossroads, right? As you said, I'm a learner. After some point of time, I lose the interest, etc., etc., etc. And you said how to be empathetic, right? So when you get into this crossroads, right, I always refer to a beautiful literature available in software engineering. I don't know how many of you are from final year. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you questions. How many are from third year? Okay, good. We learn software engineering, and I don't understand whether you were taught about this particular topic or not. There is quality of a software product and a software. Quality attributes. And the article talks about, for example, if you say, this is the best service I have in the world, or this is the best product in the world. For example, Apple phone. Okay? Is it the best product in the world? Okay? Then you go to a hospital. And is it the best service in the world? You go to a bank and you take your cash from the supervisor or whatever cashier. Is it the best service? So software gave us a literature that there are some attributes which we can look at and conclude that Apple iPhone is amazing and the service you get in the bank is superior. Okay? That article is a mastermind for me. N number of problems in my life, I got inspiration from that article. And that article is come from PMBOK. How many of you know this name, PMBOK? Project Management Book of Knowledge. Oh, I remember this. Okay? So that talks about 11 attributes of quality of a product or a service. Flexibility, integrity, reliability, maintainability, portability, interoperability, correctness, testability, usability, reusability, and efficiency. 11 attributes. So what that article says is anything in the world, if you want to rate a product or a service, pick up these attributes and rate that product against these attributes and then compare the product against these attributes and you can conclude that a product or a service is the best or not in the world. Again, I'll repeat. Flexibility. Please repeat. Flexibility. Integrity. Reliability. Maintainability. Portability. Interoperability. Correctness. Testability. Usability, reusability, and efficiency. Okay? It's called as the 11 attributes of quality. You spoke about empathy, right? Empathy is a concept of integrity. Beautiful article, boss. Go and read this article. It's going to be a large, big article, and you can relate everything in your life with respect to this article. The problem is our professors and the teachers never tell us. That is the biggest problem. Right? Integrity. Today I am empathetic because the integrity that I got from my family. Because my father started feeling empathetic to the poor patients of this country, and he served every day. And I looked at him, I watched him, I read him, I learned from him, and today I become empathetic. What exactly is empathetic? Appreciating something around us, the heart, right? Empathy comes from the heart. Empathy comes from liking. Empathy comes from inside, right? So if somebody is struggling, why you feel empathetic, right? Is because of the life that you went through, because of the upbringing that you went through, which is nothing but the concept of integrity that we achieve while we are living in our families, right? Number two, lot of times colleges does encourage blood donation camps. Why they do? If a Shah Rukh Khan movie is coming, 100% attendance. Okay? And if you get any web series, we are the first people to download on the mobile. But if Reddy sir creates a small blood donation camp, not even 10 people turn up. Those are the opportunities given to you to be more empathetic towards the humanity, towards more empathic to the society. And that is the place where it starts. See, empathy starts from emotions. Empathy starts from hunger to solve emotions. And empathy starts from the knowledge which will make you to solve the problems because of emotions. Right? For example, I was emotionally connected to CBIT. And then I started using my knowledge to solve the problem of CBIT, which is placements. Then we thought about why placements are not happening. Because students are not getting engaged. Then we brought TCS Start Affirmative Action Program, right? What is the reason behind it? The empathy that I carried for this institute, that I want to serve the next generation of engineering students in this country. And that is the way empathy starts. And how it came? The integrity. What do you mean by integrity? Integrity is the best example of family relationships. Right? What is the integrity? Software talks about it is Apple iPhone. Right? Apple iPhone has to work with WhatsApp. Apple iPhone has to work with Bluetooth. Apple iPhone has to work with your Wi-Fi. Apple iPhone has to interact with many external devices and applications. How well the arc structure and the structure of that phone is capable of managing all these external applications with the right levels of what is that, correctness is integrity. See, every article that you see in that PM box, you can relate it to life. So what is the integrity I am talking about it? How close you are in the family, how well you are integrated in the family, and then how that integrity gives you different what is that, attitudes and cultures, which is that empathy. Right? Number two, you spoke about I lose some interest. Right? Efficiency. Firm picture mein in that last one is efficiency. What is efficiency? If you announce that I can walk 10 kilometers in 1 hour, whether you do it one time, whether you do it 1,000 times, exactly in 60 minutes, you are supposed to finish 10 kilometers of walk. And that is efficiency. Consistently doing the same job with the high levels of correctness, with the high levels of those numbers is nothing but efficiency. You need to adopt that culture of efficiency within you. I will do that job irrespective of what I feel with the high levels of whatever I mentioned. So if you bring the concept of efficiency within you as an individual, because you nurture yourself, you practice yourself, right? Then you don't feel bored about that particular what is that junction. Because efficiency always makes you, boss, your job is consistently to learn. Do it every day, do it every hour, do it every second. And that is the beauty of efficiency. So Khurshid, if you look at that article, anything that you come across the crossroads, if you refer to the article, go deeper into the article, it will give you some solutions for you. Right? And the third one, what you said? What is the third question? Empathy answer. Second one I answered. Third one?
On-site projects, sir.
On-site?
Projects.
Going to?
How to get a lot of opportunities for on-site projects.
There is nothing like, on-site projects, offshore projects. Today, that's exactly what I said. Technology has one beauty that we go through. Sit down. One beauty that we have around us is we have so many problems unsolved. We have so many problems unsolved. So that problems will give you enough opportunities provided that you are a problem solver. So once you start getting into the habit of solving the problems during engineering education and after joining organizations like TCS, etc., the problems are global in nature and the projects are global in nature and the problem solvers are global in nature. So yesterday, 2:30 in the morning today, you guys don't know. Today from 2:30 to 4:30, I was in a conference call with the CIO of a company. I don't want to talk about that company because it's confidential. So they are going to give us a 1,000 role, project. And morning 2:30 to 4:30, I was in a conference call. Why they're coming to India? Because we have talent. Why they're coming to India? Because we have talent who can solve their problems. And why they're coming to India? We have a talent who can solve problems with high levels of dedication and commitment. Hence, they're coming to India. And then why they took TCS? Because Tata Group is the best brand in this country. All put together, today, people are talking about transferring 1,000 jobs from North America, California-based, an organization to India. Because problem solving is the power of getting opportunities. And these opportunities are global in nature. Sitting in CBIT, you can crack a job in Google headquarters in California. Sitting here in CBIT, you can get into Facebook. And that is the beauty of your knowledge and problem solving capability. Boys and girls, the only thing that you remember every day in front of the mirror is, am I a problem solver for the future? And I always keep saying this. When you go to your resume, right, you have hobbies. Hobbies like dancing, music, reading, cooking, eating. Problem solving has to get into the hobbies of your CV. And that is the beauty of engineering education. If you do it, sky is the opportunity for you. Yeah, next question.
Shravan.
Anybody? Yeah, go ahead. Hey, let's go to
Anil.
the powerful community of CBIT.
Good morning, sir.
Guys, some of you are recording my speeches. Don't put any of the social medias, please. Okay, my sincere request. Yeah, go
Good
ahead.
morning, sir. Nice to meet you, sir.
Hi, pleasure speaking to you.
Now, my name is Srividya. I'm from second year CSCA section. Today, my question is how we can solve the problem that we are going to face when we are learning new things on ourselves. You said no, sir. By learning ourselves, what are the problems we can solving ourselves, or when we are entering a new job, how we can solve them by knowing ourselves. For that, how we are going to think and getting the answer for that.
What's your name?
Srividya,
Srividya. And third year CSC or second year CSC?
second year CSC,
Give a
sir.
big round of appreciation to her. A very good question. Srividya,
Sir.
my philosophy is simple in life. When you have problem in front of you, I'll come down to your question right after this statement, which I learned over a period of time with my 20 plus years of experience in solving problems, both personally and professionally, within TCS, outside TCS, and across the globe, right, including my family issues. One important understanding that you need to have in your mind. If the problem is not under the circle of your influence, and if the problem is not under the circle of your control, first of all, try to ignore the problem. Okay?
Okay, sir.
That is what we need to learn. Problem in this country is, problem in our education in this country, is people don't teach us the life skills. Unfortunately, fortunately, when I talk about life skills, people misunderstand life skills as communication skills, negotiation skills, articulation skills, and logical skills, etc., etc. No, the actual life skill is to make an individual to face any unseen and unheard scenario in life. And that is exactly what is that we are supposed to talk about, life skills. So coming to that question, what you said, if the problem is not under your circle of influence, and the problem is not under the circle of your control, try to ignore it. And rest of the problems is of course your problems. So now you can go back and type in Google circle of influence, circle of control, etc., etc. You get good amount of articles. Pick up 1 or 2 articles and go through those articles. Then you will really understand what exactly I said. Try to ignore problems which are not under your circle of influence, underline that, and circle of control. Okay? Then you will get to know what I'm talking about it. But I think you'll get some essence of what I said in the next couple of minutes. See, whenever a problem comes, both a personal problem and a professional problem. What do you mean by a professional problem? If you are not able to solve a problem in your C++ programming, or Java programming, or Python programming, and you are not able to conclude a methodology in your software engineering, or you don't know how to do normalization in your databases, etc., etc. Those are all professional problems. Okay, in TCS, how to get the targets met in TCS. Okay, how to ensure that my customer is very happy about my work. These are all the problems you go through in professional life. But in personal life, how to deal with parents, how to deal with life. And once you get married, how to deal with your married life. All these are personal, space, including your kids, including your family, including your existence in what is with the society. So professional and personal. So let's talk about both. Okay. What is the best thing that I can do for you is intervention, and we call it as right intervention. When you are struggling and you don't find an answer for a problem, the best thing that you can do is to call for an intervention, right? Somebody who comes and intervene in things and try to solve problems. And we call it as internal, intervention and external intervention. For me, internal intervention is my professor, my teacher, my best topper of the class is my internal intervention. My senior is an internal intervention. Professor is an internal intervention. YouTube, right, is an internal intervention. See, all these are assets around you. All these are assets around you, which are very internal to you, right? Your friend, okay, your YouTube access, right? Your father, your professor, your lecturer, right? And your textbooks. So you need to get one of these people to intervene and solve the problem for you. Okay? Then external interventions. And especially in the internal interventions, right? Most of the times in my engineering education, 2-3 subjects which I felt it's tough for me to crack it. 99% of the times I cracked it. Of course, 100% of the times I cracked it because of the topper of the class sitting with me in a combined study. It's an internal intervention I made to solve my problem, right? And that is exactly what you need to do. Get access to those internal interventions and try to catch hold of those interventions and solve your problems when you're stuck at something. From a personal life, right? From a personal life, consistently taking motivation and inspiration. For me, I have seen phenomenal movies who are always a external intervention for me to solve the problem. I told you also a couple of years back, me and Sri Sakhi, my daughter, watched a movie, Sri Jagadguru Ravi Shankara, right, movie, right, for almost like 6 times. It gives beautiful, intervention for your thinking, for your way of living, right? There are so many nice movies around you. The 11 Angry Men or 12 Angry Men, one more English beautiful, movie. And Castaway is one more movie. There are so much of movies available who are external interventions, which gives us courage, motivation, and inspiration. Number 2, I am telling you, as far as my knowledge is concerned, the insight of Bhagavad Gita is a phenomenal external intervention. If you come to my office and my home, I have at least 25 books on Bhagavad Gita written by various authors, right? And those books gives me tremendous amount of ideas and insights to solve my problems. There's external intervention. So there are so many interventions like this in life, where you can take those interventions and try to solve the problem of both professional space and personal space. When you come to TCS, again, if you face the problem, you have role models in TCS, you have supervisors in TCS, you have managers in TCS who becomes the interventions for you. I think it is a combination of how you use the people around you and the relationships around you, and the kind of thinking and thought process what you have as an individual will make you a problem solver and makes you to get away from the juncture of confusion. Am I clear? Okay? We are not making use of it. Very unfortunate thing that is again happening. I'm not trying to deposition the education on any given point of time. What we are is here. Why we say Jai Shri Gurudev? None of you knows what is Jai Shri Gurudev. I still remember 2nd to 7th standard. Whenever I went to my classroom by the school name Matrushri Vidyalaya, by this particular village, right? Every day, the first thing that we do is chant Jai Shri Gurudev for 5 times. What is Jai Shri Gurudev? Jai means appreciation. Shri means bigger mind. And Gurudev is a bigger mind. Right? We are praising the bigger mind in the class. Who is the bigger mind? The teacher is the bigger mind in the class. The small mind is praising the bigger mind and saying that you are the person who is going to show me the direction. And you are the person who is going to make my life. And you are the person who is going to give a way for my living. And that is the reason we say Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai teacher. None of you doesn't even know what is the meaning of Jai Shri Gurudev. Why I started respecting teachers? Not because of teachers. Because of the concept what I learned in the first day of my college school, which is nothing but Jai Shri Gurudev. And today, we pay money 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees and go to Art of Living and pay 1 lakh and say Jai Shri Gurudev. What we are supposed to tell in LKG, we are doing at the age of 45 years. Very unfortunate, no? The same education system in this country. So why I am saying this is education has to give those life skills. Okay? Why to respect our father? If my father tells me, respect me, 2 days, 3 days, it becomes Bomarillu, what is that, no movie only. But if I believe in my dad's character, if I believe in my dad's upbringing of me, if I believe in my dad's discipline, if I believe in the hard work and commitment he puts in the children race, nobody can touch my respect on my father till my last breath in this life. And that is the beauty of respect. Right? So these are the interventions what school is supposed to do, what colleges are supposed to do. Today we are talking about engineering education, right? Bringing for doctor, bringing engineer. In 2nd class, 3rd class, every month, in that small Gurukul Patashala, I used to meet a police, I used to meet a doctor, I used to meet a teacher, because they used to come and talk to us. And all these things for a period of time, we missed it. But today, unfortunately or fortunately, our parents also wants to admit us into schools where there is a beautiful cricket ground, where there is horse riding, dog riding, etc., etc. Otherwise, school is not good. The actual concepts of teaching has been forgotten in this country, unfortunately, fortunately. But I think good that we are talking today. Good that we are talking today. I'll give a small example. There is a guy by name Venkat, who is my junior. He was struggling in engineering education. I'll give a small example. And I'll stop there. I'll not give more fundamentals because it's my details, because it's my friend. I remember those days we are a non-semester, examination. It's yearly examination we used to have. And till you finish 3rd year, you can have any backlogs. I don't know what is the current, university, stuff. And it is yearly. And we used to have exam morning, next day morning, next day morning, next day morning, next day morning. We don't have any preparation holidays in Andhra University. We are under Andhra University at that point of time. Today I am seeing my daughter now in 10th class. 5 exams will take 1 month. Okay, every 6 days there is a exam. You don't need to study for the entire year. 6 days if you study, you get marks. And that is the way education is carried now. So let me come back. So he is very, very, worried about engineering drawing. ND Bhatt. I think the textbook is ND Bhatt, right? If I remember. What textbook you study? Engineering drawing. Hello? Principal sir? At least do you remember? What textbook, sir? Huh? You studied ND Bhatt. I studied ND Bhatt. What they study, sir? Are you studying ND Bhatt? Okay. The best book in engineering education. Hey boss, you spoke about innovation, no? ND Bhatt book is the source of innovation. Imagination. The imagination of engineering students starts in engineering drawing. Nobody teaches us. Nobody teaches us. So this guy is very, very, for him, engineering drawing subject is like a cockroach. So it is the last attempt. If he doesn't pass that attempt, he will be detained for 1 year. So 3 nights he came to me, 3 to 4 nights he came to me every day with a big chart and the drafter, etc., pencils, etc., and started learning. You get 5. 5 into 20 is 100 marks. If you crack 2 problems, you get 40. Pass. So he comes, learns everything for me, and he goes to the exam, and he comes back to me. And he gives me the question paper. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he comes to my room, and he gave the question paper. So I went to the question paper. I said, easily you can score 60 with your these 3 problems. Problem A, problem C, problem E, I think. Hey, with this you can easily score 60. You are going to get the first class in engineering drawing. A phenomenal, boss, I said. He said, no, I only going to get pass marks. I said, no, there are 3 problem statements which I made you to practice yesterday in the night before going to exam. And exactly all those 3 problem statements came in the question paper. How come you say you get only 40 marks? He said, A and C I answered. What is E? I went to E. E is a question where if you rotate, one shape of A, B, C, D, E, what is the path of the rotation? That chapter we used to have. Path of traverse or something, I don't remember. And he looks at this thing. He used to call me Anna. Anna, yesterday you taught me with A, B, C, D, E, right? Now it is, P, Q, R, S, T, etc. I said, Arey Bapre, for those points of A, B, C, D versus P, Q, R, it's absolutely instead of A, B, C, D, E points, right? The problem statement P, Q, R, S, T, right? This gentleman is not even looking at what is the problem to get away from the problem of engineering drawing. And from that, he got into TCS. He reported to me for 4 years, recently. And he wants to admit his son into a college, a school. And he called me. I gave the best, school address. So he goes and comes saying that I have decided not to admit my son into the school because the restrooms are not good. Is it the condition to get education in a school? The restroom? I am telling you, my dad has done the best thing for me in my life. He admitted me into a school where I cleaned my restrooms. That is what is the life all about. That is what we need to look at, right? And why I gave all these examples is, guys, take the highest moral ground and understand what is the purpose of a school. Purpose of a school is to give you education with character and discipline and thinking with respect to life. Beyond that, rest everything is immaterial. So we will start taking decisions, right? I gave this example to you. At some point of time, I am in the final year, is in the first year, right? And he is not able to even crack what is engineering examination. And he gets to crack, and he got married, got a kid, and is going to admit in blah, blah, blah education. Today we are talking about restroom rather than talking about quality of the education. Unfortunately, fortunately. So the reason why today your younger generations are not able to stand up on your own and try to get that external intervention and internal intervention is because of the lack of capacity and capability built in you during education. But I am sure somewhere it will start. But you are in this particular institute, you got exposed to me. Any problem, any issues going forward, please think of me as your external intervention and your problem will get solved. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next question. Yeah, hi.
Hey, Sai.
I remember when I came in the first year, no? For half an hour, not even one person asked a question. And that is the transformation you get in this institution. Okay, go ahead.
Thank the CBD management and then to the Hrudaya sir, because with your inspiration, our great Chakrabarti sir is like here in front of us. Sir, I would believe in that quote. Learn more and more about less than before.
Learn more and more about
Less and less. Before going to learn, less and less about more and more. In that thing, we have a lot of talent in our college. How can I meet the talent in all the aspects? Not much as high, as average itself.
Yeah. See, I think, very good question. Give a big round of appreciation for him. What's your name?
Karthik sir.
Karthik. See, Karthik, today, because of technology, the social gathering is becoming very easy. Okay? social gathering is becoming very easy. Connecting with each other is becoming easy. Getting exposed to opportunities is becoming very easy. Hey, when I joined TCS, right? Where is LinkedIn? I don't even know unless on a Wednesday, Deccan Chronicle, what is that, puts a ad for a job opportunity in Bangalore in 1997. Only Wednesday. I don't know how many of you people remember. So those days, newspaper is to put that advertisements for jobs on every Wednesday. In Deccan Chronicle, Indian Express, Hindu, etc., etc. Every paper is to have one particular day as a separate slot for jobs, etc. Today, and those days, we used to go to the library, take the paper, and look at the jobs, underline this one, right, and tell our friends, or including me, myself itself. But today, you can't believe if there is a profile of yours in LinkedIn and there is a job opening which is automatically matching your profile, it gives a text message to you. Would you like to join ABC company? That is the power of technology. Today, you guys are more connected. That is the beauty of your life. You guys are more connected, right? So when you are more connected, connecting with the talent, working along with the talent, showing your talent is absolutely easy. There are so many forums. At some point of time in the past, right, a small engineering student has an idea to do a small mission. We never used to know what exactly we used to do. There used to be some column in Employment Exchange information where you used to go stand in front of Employment Exchange and say, sir, if I want to get a funding for this small project, what I need to do? They used to give 2 pages of document. Otherwise, professor used to say, go and talk to this gentleman, that gentlewoman, etc., etc. But today, you have a gathering of venture capitalists, okay, where you can drop a CV, they'll come to you. You drop an idea, they come to you. You go to Tata, website, and you say, I have an idea, people come after you. So today, we are hyper connected, right? And we are hyper communicating. And we are into this hyperness, which is very, very useful to you, advantageous to you. So I don't think you need to worry about whether I'm going to connect with the talent, whether I'm going to interact with the talent, whether I'm going to work along with the talent. Comes automatically by the kind of technology solutions and software and platforms what we have. So nothing to worry about it, okay? And learn more and less is something absolutely is important, right? Not only you, I have to learn every day. Not only you, Dr. Sir has to learn every day. Not only your mother has to learn every day. Till our last breath, the only thing which is constant, I'll tell you, there is a beautiful, lines I read in one of the book that was written by Sri Balagangadhar Swamiji. I am the advisor for that group now. So now that next pontiff is Nirmalanandanatha Mahaswamiji. I am his chief advisor for education. So I read his book once, and he writes beautiful lines. He says, in life we go through different memberships. Okay, for example, what is today's my membership? I am a father of a doctor. Sorry, I am a son of a father. Right? My membership is a son. I am married, so my membership is husband. And I have 2 little kids, and my membership is, right? Father, right? Husband, son. And I am in TCS. My membership is TCSer. Okay? I have a voting, I have passport in this country. So what is my membership? Citizen of India. You know what he says? All these memberships will go and come, right? After some time, if I am not there, I am no longer a father, right? After some time, something happens. For example, my mother passed away. I am no longer a son of a mother, right? The memberships keeps going away. But one membership that continuously stays till your last oxygen breath is student membership. That's what he says in that article. Okay? The day you are out from mother's womb, mother's womb, and the day you are into the mother's womb, which is earth. What is constant in this life is the membership of a student. And that is nothing but the membership of a learner. And that's nothing but learning as an opportunity. So we will be a continuous learner till we are done with this life. And that is the beauty of us, okay, as individuals. Thank you so much. Next question. Guys, read books. I'm telling you. If I am able to If I am able to get lot of time to read books, okay, you will have, it's okay, you can go ahead. You have plenty of time to read books. Read books, I am telling you. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Sir, I am from BTech first year CSC.
First year CSC. I thought you were a 10th class student, boss.
My name is Lokesh, sir.
Hi, Lokesh.
It's really pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. Nice English, huh? Good communication. Keep it up. Lot of confidence. Okay, keep it up. Which school you went to?
I'm CSC.
Which school you went to? School.
Chaitanya Techno School. Vidyavantam.
Oh, Sri Chaitanya. Okay, good. Ayoga, go ahead. Big round of appreciation. Lokesh, I love this question. I love this question. I will repeat. How to become an entrepreneur? What are the qualities of an entrepreneur, right? That's exactly what you said. See, the 2-3 important qualities of an entrepreneur. Guys, for information, entrepreneur is something on your own, right? The professional life is something on your own, right? And you want to call yourself as the future CEO or a CEO of your own firm, right? Okay, or a scientist of your own firm, or a problem solver for your own firm, right? That is exactly what makes you to make money independently because of your ideas. It's nothing but entrepreneurship, right? There are 2-3 things which the qualities you need to nurture. I think go back to question. I have answered that question, but I'll give some reference to his question. First of all, innovating capability. Okay, innovating capability. And before that, the ability to identify problems is the first step of an entrepreneur. Okay, what is the problems around you which are unsolved, and what is the problem in those unsolved problems which gives you an opportunity to find a solution and bring a service or a product and make money out of it. Am I clear? As simple as that. Okay, make out of it. Very simple. What is Steve Jobs sir said? See, what is the thinking of Steve Jobs sir? Go through his books, go through his lectures, go through his articles. He's always seen the mobile phone as a phone. And you need to always carry the mobile phone in your pocket. Am I right? Okay? He only thought about one thing. When I am carrying this always on 24/7, why this has to be used only to take calls and do calls, take SMSs and send SMSs. This device is with me, literally. Okay, more than our kids, more than our parents, and more than our family members. Something which is with you consistently is the mobile phone. You all agree with me? So he said, if that phone is with me, if that asset is with me, why I am restricting myself only by making calls or getting SMSs? So he thought about, why can't we make it as a music device? So whenever the call comes, I'll pick it up. Otherwise, I play music. Okay, I'm just roaming in the going for a morning walk. I'm carrying my phone, or I went to my foreign trip. I'm carrying my phone. If I like something, let me take a quick snap. It became a camera. Okay. Then he said, internet is there. If this is able to get the digital signals, okay, the talk signals, right? The talk signals, which is CDMA, GSM, right? Talk signals. The same concept used for internet. Why can't we start browsing? It became a PC. So what I'm trying to tell you is, more than solution, he identified the problems and opportunities around him. And that is the beauty of an entrepreneur. The first capability of an entrepreneur is able to see and feel the problems around you, and then identify a solution, and then identify that into a service and a product, and then market it, and then make money. And again, whatever the money you make, again fund into the next idea. And that is the cycle chain, or the chain cycle of what is an entrepreneur. So what are supposed to be the characteristics of an entrepreneur is innovating capability. And before it, first of all, identifying the problem, which is relevant to many people around us. That is the beauty of it. And then the solution. Solution is nothing but innovating capability. What do you mean by innovation? There are two sets of innovation. One is constructive innovation and destructive innovation. Constructive innovation and destructive innovation. Constructive innovation is step by step, evolve by evolve, stage by stage. Disruptive innovation is something completely new. What Steve Jobs has done is disruptive innovation. He has threw all the mobile phones from the market and say, "Is that useless? My mobile phone can do much more." That is disruptive innovation. Okay? What you are seeing today, WhatsApp, Facebook, then you are getting all these new things, right? All the websites, right? All the mobile apps. What you are seeing is incremental innovation. Today, transport, buses reservation system has a mobile app. Ordering a food is a mobile app. What is called? Zomato. Huh?
Zomato.
Okay, Zomato. All these are incremental innovations. So somebody said, we can do a mobile app for something XYZ. And you took the same idea and say, why can't I do the same mobile app for food industry? Why can't I do the same mobile app for transport industry? Why can't I do the same app for education? Why can't I do the same app for something else, some banking industry? So that is incremental. What is it? Innovation. Ability to identify a problem which is existing or unsolved and which is going to come in the future, which is not unsolved, and converting that into a solution and then into a service or a product and then making money is the attributes of an entrepreneur. And for that you need to have novelty, you need to have innovation capability, and you need to have thinking capability. And again, the basic fundamental foundation for that is problem solving. The more solved problems you solve, what will happen? You will see more problems. If I see a problem, I solve the problem, I see 2 more problems. I solve the problem, I see 10 more problems. Problem solving is not a destination. Problem solving is a journey. And if you start the journey, you will see number of problems. That is what you are supposed to nurture. But Lokesh, am I clear? Sound and clear? Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
My name is K. Sai Kumar and I am from
Very
3rd
Sai.
Triple A.
Yeah, nice. Sai.
My question is not to you, sir. My question is Hrudanath.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that big salute to you, sir. It is not an easy to do since 40 years in medical practice. Most of the people
Come near now because I think it's not taking that range of the signal. Yeah.
most of the people who are in medical service, their children supposed to join in medical only, but you joined Chakravarti sir in software side. Why you choose him to join in software side? Because it's a commercial one, but you are not a commercial. And you named as 10 rupees doctor. It's not an easy thing, sir.
I will give a perfect answer to this. That is, the incidents happened in my life. In 49 years service, as a single day, I completely from 10 o'clock to now morning 6 a.m., I have not slept. Even yesterday night also, I have attended up to 11 o'clock and again started at 3 o'clock. Why they have to suffer with these situations? I want to avoid the situations and I want to remove the stress for them, especially medical field is always a stress and humanity ground, and another is kindness to the patient. And I will tell them one example. You ask the correct question as an example. When 15 years or 20 years back, ఒక చిన్న పిల్లాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చారు. బలాన్ని టానిక్ కావాలన్నారు, టానిక్ ఇచ్చాను. ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత ఒక 3 రోజుల తర్వాత టెంపరేచర్ వచ్చింది. Basically got temperature that boy about 1 year kid got temperature, and with that boy parents, grandmother and grandfather came to the hospital. Why you have given the tonic? Due to the tonic, my son has got temperature, my grandson has got temperature and conversions. What is your responsibility in this case in the career world? అడిగినప్పుడు ఐ కన్విన్స్డ్ దెమ్ ది టానిక్ వల్ల వచ్చింది కాదు, టెంపరేచర్ పిల్లలకి డాక్టర్గా వచ్చింది, చిన్నబెట్ట చేస్తుంది, మీరు బైపాస్ పర్లేదు, చిన్నబెట్ట చేస్తుంటావేంటి, నువ్వు ఖచ్చితంగా నీ టానిక్కే వచ్చిందని చెప్పి నా మీద చేయిస్తాయి. అది జరిగింది. అప్పుడు ఇమీడియట్గా చుట్టుపక్కల వచ్చేసి ఆపేసిన తర్వాత సార్ లెట్ థింగ్స్ గాన్, సార్ వదిలేసేయని చెప్పి ట్రీట్మెంట్ చేశాను. చేసిన తర్వాత గాడ్ ఈజ్ గ్రేట్. చేసిన తర్వాత ఈజ్ ఆల్ రైట్. ఆ టానిక్ ఎవరికో పూర్ పీపుల్కి ఇచ్చేసాను. తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ 3 months అగైన్ దట్ బాయ్ కేమ్ విత్ టెంపరేచర్ అండ్ కన్వర్షన్స్. దెన్ ఐ ఆస్క్ హిస్ గ్రాండ్ ఫాదర్ మదర్ వై హ్యావ్ డన్. ఆ రోజు మీరు అది అన్నారు, బట్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది, మీరు ఏ టానిక్ పడితే వచ్చిందని చెప్పాను. అప్పుడు వాట్ యూ టోల్డ్ ఈజ్, మేము మొదటం ఏదో ఒకటి మాట్లాడతాం, పట్టించుకుంటాట అని చెప్పాను. ఏం చేయాలి చెప్పండి, ఇదే మాట అన్నాడు. మేము మొదటాడు ఏదో మాట్లాడి చదువుకున్నాను అందుకంటే మాట్లాడతాం, మీరు పట్టించుకుంటాట, మా బిడ్డను బ్రతికించాను. ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్ని ఉండకూడదని చెప్పే ఉద్దేశంతో కొంత నేను అన్హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అయ్యి ఈ ప్రొఫెషన్కి ఎందుకు వచ్చాను అని అనిపి ఇప్పుడు చూస్తున్నాను, నేను కూర్చుని నిలబోతున్నాను. నేను మార్నింగ్ అక్కడ సర్జరీ జరుగుతుంది, అక్కడ నేను వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంకో డాక్టర్ సర్జరీ చేస్తున్నాను, నాకు ఇప్పుడు ఫోన్ రాలా. ఎందుకు, వై హ్యావ్ టు గెట్ టెన్షన్స్? ఎందుకంటే బికాజ్ ఆ ప్రొఫెషన్ లైక్ చేస్తాను, ఆ పేషెంట్స్ సర్వింగ్ లైక్ చేస్తారు. కానీ ఇప్పుడు జనరేషన్ అలా ఉండదు. ఎందుకు అనవసరంగా చిల్డ్రన్కి ఎందుకు మరి స్ట్రెస్ తీసుకోవాలి? ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఎట్లా ఉన్నది, కార్పొరేట్ హాస్పిటల్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత మింటింగ్ మనీ, పేషెంట్స్ అంటే డాక్టర్స్ అంటే ఒక రకమైన యావగేషన్ స్టార్ట్ ఉంది పబ్లిక్. అనవసరంగా సీజన్లు చేసేస్తారు, అనవసరంగా ఇది ఆపరేషన్ చేస్తారు, అనవసరంగా డబ్బులు పే చేస్తారు అని చెప్పాను. నేను రీసెంట్లీ సమ్ పీపుల్ ఫ్రమ్ హైదరాబాద్, ఫ్రమ్ బెంగళూరు ఆస్క్ మై సన్, ఈ ఆల్సో ఇది వన్ ఆఫ్ ద పేషెంట్ ఫర్ కోవిడ్. I treated with 1,500 rupees. 1,500 rupees for 7 days treatment. I have given advice for hundreds of people, but you go to the corporate hospital, 75,000, 1 lakh rupees with the same treatment. Now, most of they are using unnecessary viral drugs. The side effects are coming. I am not any using viral drugs, simple old drugs. ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ నుంచి ఈ బాధ నుంచి వాళ్ళకి ఎందుకు కలగాలి? ఎందుకంటే సహజంగా పేరెంట్స్కి పిల్లల మీద ఎఫెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఎందుకు వాడు ఈ బాధలు తీసుకోవాలి, ఎందుకు ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ తీసుకొచ్చుకోవాలి? అందుకని నేను స్కేర్ చేశాను. తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు జనరేషన్లో అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ ఫోర్స్ కొద్దిగా మార్చుకుని నా గ్రాండ్ డాటర్ని వాళ్ళని తీసుకురావాలని చెప్పి నేను మ్యాక్సిమం ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను. ఐఎమ్ ప్రౌడ్ టు సే మై ఫస్ట్ గ్రాండ్ డాటర్ ఈ స్టడీయింగ్ సీనిచ్చా ఇన్ మణిపాల్ మెడికల్ కాలేజ్. ఈ వెంట 2nd year now. She is in NRI, 2nd year now. But again, the second granddaughter, she is also interested to join the medicine. మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళకి నేను ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఈవెన్ తో నా బాధలు నేను పడ్డాను. మీ ఫాదర్ని చూసిన తర్వాత మీ ఈయన రాత్రిపూట 10 గంటల నుంచి తర్వాత 4 గంటల తర్వాత వీడియో కాన్ఫరెన్స్ చేస్తుంటారు. మరి ఈ ప్రాబ్లం ఎందుకు మీకు అనవసరం, గోడ్ లైక్ కంటిన్యూ మై ప్రొఫెషన్ అని చెప్పాను. ఇందులో రాంగ్ ఏం లేదు కదా? ఆర్ యూ సాటిస్ఫైడ్?
One second. I will give color to what my dad said. ఒకసారి రామదురై గారు, ఈజ్ ద at that point of time CEO of TCS. I am 7 years old in TCS. So one day he came to Bangalore for IASC Bangalore for a lecture. So I got an opportunity because the lecture is on the future of telecom industry in this country, in India. I will relate what my dad said in the next couple of minutes. So I went to those days, HAL airport, picked him up, went to IASC. Very fortunate to open the door and close the door for him. Great personality. After FC Kohli is the father of Indian IT industry. He moved out of TCS. He gave it to Ramadurai. And Ramadurai is the ex-CEO, MD of TCS. Then he gave it to N. Chandra. And Chandrasekharan became the chairman of Tata Group. And N. Chandra gave it to Rajesh Gopinathan. All the 4 people I worked with. I am fortunate for that, except FC Kohli. But FC Kohli gave me the first award of TCS, the best outgoing ILPN of TCS in 1997. I took the award from FC Kohli sir. Otherwise, I don't have any interaction with FC Kohli sir. But I think Ramadurai sir, Chandra sir, and now Rajesh Gopinathan, all the 3 people, I'm very closely worked with them. So one day he called me and said, Chakravarti, are we getting NITK Surathkal day 1 slot 1? He asked me this question. So we used to go to campus placements. So we are going through the road to IASC Bangalore, and he was inquiring about what are the engineering colleges in Karnataka, etc. And he's giving a lot of insights. And he asked, what about NITK Surathkal? Do you know who is the director? I said, no sir. How come you are not aware of the director of NITK Surathkal when you are supposed to go and interact with these people? I said, sir, just only 15 days before I took up this role. Oh, he smiled at me. And he said, if I would have been your boss, the first interaction of you in Karnataka should go and meet NITK Surathkal director and IASC director. Oh, of course you met IASC, but why you not met NITK Surathkal? He was unhappy that I was not met NITK Surathkal director. His name is Dr. Babu. And he said, he's my teacher. And hence I am getting upset that you have not met him in the first 15 days of your interaction with the academia. I said, apologies, sir, I'll go and meet him. Then he said, last 8 years, we don't get NITK Surathkal day 1 slot 1. TCS doesn't go for campus placements. And my professor, my teacher, who is at the helm of affairs now, keeps asking me why TCS is not recruiting my boys and girls from this college. So he said, I am giving you the target. You should get NITK Surathkal day 1 slot 1 in next 1 year. So he gave me this particular target. Finally, within 9 months, I got NITK Surathkal day 1 slot 1. And I remember I'm getting a call at 11 o'clock in the morning by a lady by name Neeta Melanta. I remember every damn statement on the day. She calls me on my phone and say, Ramadore sir is coming for dinner to Bangalore and he wants to meet you at Golden Landmark Hotel. I'm 7 years old in TCS, CEO, asking me to come for a dinner at 7 o'clock in the hotel, Golden Landmark. So I went by 6:55, sharp dotted time. So 7 o'clock he came and he patted my back, on my shoulders, and he said, Chakravarti, where the logic doesn't give a solution, where the aptitude doesn't give an answer, the only thing that works is emotions in life. And he said, you got hold of the emotions of my teacher in NITK Surathkal and you got day 1 slot 1. All the people before you, they were applying reasoning, they were applying their aptitude, talking about great things about TCS. We pay this much of salary, we are the best employers, etc., etc. But you are the only person who went and told the director what is the advantage that the institute is going to get outside placements if TCS gets day 1 slot 1, and he got emotionally attached with you, and hence I called you for this particular dinner. What my father told today, at the age when I joined engineering, he applied logic and aptitude by looking at all his problems and said that my son don't want to become a doctor for me. But today, I have not gone after aptitude, I have not gone after logic, I stood for my emotions of my father. The best gift I can give you is create 2 more doctors who are in my home as an extension of his service to the society he belonged to. And that emotion, I'm telling you, it is exactly the emotion. Boss, I am born with a golden spoon, with my father. I'm born with character, I'm born with discipline, born with assets, everything. Who asked me to go to what is that, that college also I don't know, that school also I don't know. He gave me an opportunity. Even today, during my 4th standard, 5th standard of my kids, if I ask them, the holidays are coming, let's go for a 2 days break. The first thing they say is, let's go to grandfather. Because I built emotions instead of logic and aptitude for them, which made them to decide that we want to become an extension to their own grandfather. And that is the reason they made into, the first one made into medicine. And I am telling you with confidence, the second one also will get into medicine because it is not logic, it is not reasoning, it is emotion. Emotion is much more stronger play than anything in your life. They will become doctors and they will keep the torch going up compared to me. So when he admitted me into engineering education, he was more a logical person, more a aptitude driven a person. But today, my daughter's getting there is more of a emotional person. That's exactly what I want to say. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And you also take a learning from this. The only thing that will stand by you in tough time is relationships. And the kind of value and respect you give to those relationships. And those are very important. One great thing that we need to look at in our life is looking everything through a relationship and a respect and tied with emotions. And that will be the best life that you get. Okay? Thank you. Yeah. Next.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, firstly, I want to say that you are looking like Trivikram Srinivas.
Oh, thank you. See, the only person who cursed me for growing my, what is that, this one is my father. He said, I don't like you. So I tried to take it off. I did it because I can't say no to him. Even today, guys, I'm not talking because he's in front of us. One good thing that we give back to the parents is respect. Not assets, not comfort, not confidence. The only thing that we can give is what is that, the respect. So with that respect, right, I took off. So what I did is, recently I did a online broadcast session for 10,000 people plus people in TCS. So people were putting like your Facebook live, right? People can put likes and all. We have a small application in TCS where we can connect with people and do an online broadcast. So somebody said, Cheku sir, people call me Cheku and Chax in TCS. So somebody said, Cheku sir, why you removed your, what is that, no beard? I said, okay, just like that I removed. No sir, at that point of time you are looking more like a Sundar Pichai. Okay? I said, okay, I can't become Sundar Pichai, but at least if my beard makes me look like Sundar Pichai, why not? Then I started again growing it, okay? So thanks for the other compliment. So my father also will now conclude that no need to remove this, okay? Thank you, go ahead.
Sir, I have a problem that I think I addicted to playing PUBG. How could I get rid of that and concentrate studies?
See, I think, guys, all of you stand up. Excuse me. Give a big round of appreciation to him. Thank you. What's your name? Sai Tarun. Guys, the reason I made all of you to appreciate him is you need to have guts to accept in front of people. And that is the beauty of life. And I always say this. I always say this in TCS to my teams. If you succeed, don't tell anyone. Success will get the fame. If not today, tomorrow. Absolutely, I am saying this. No need to do a Facebook live update. No need to go and talk to 10,000 people in the world that I had done something great and I became successful. Success will come to you at some point of time. Don't talk about it. But always talk about your failures. That is actual thing that we need to do. Because that failure talking will enable you not to make that mistake again and will enable others also not to make that mistake again. So you need to have guts to say that I am addicted to PUBG. I am grateful to you for bringing this particular topic. Guys, addiction is the most important thing that we need to work upon. The second one is depression. Addiction and depression. If you ask me, anything that bothers me with the today's younger generation and also other generations, addiction and depression. Unfortunately, fortunately, both are not seen in the right way. Depression, we see it as a disease, unfortunately, in this country. Depression is not a disease, it's a chemical imbalance. Even getting attracted to what is an addiction is also a chemical imbalance. I must say this, these are the two problems. The management of any engineering education must introduce a subject or a life course session to students to deal with depression and addiction. I am going to tell this, and I am going to tell to the Vice Chancellor's community. I am very well connected. In fact, we are building a small subject with a group of doctors in BGS University where we are going to talk about life skills as a subject, not talking about other life skills, but how to face depression, how to face what is that addiction, etc., etc. And I am sure that subject and that way of teaching will become a standard across all the universities in India. Let's see. But at least I am trying my best in the state of Karnataka. You should see the light very shortly. At least the BGS University, and then we spread it up to other universities. There are 2-3 things that you can do. One is yoga. Yoga is a phenomenal way of getting away from depression and addiction. Addiction is, of course, I should not talk in front of students. Even alcohol is an addiction. Playing what is that, online sports is an addiction. And online rummy is one more what is that addiction. I don't want to go into those examples because I don't want unknown people to get to know about all this nonsense. But you should know. So these are all addictions. And eventually that will lead to depression. Eventually that will lead to something else in my life or in your life. Number one, yoga is the best medicine. That is number one. Again, who is that lady, girl, what is the name where I answered internal intervention, external intervention? Apply the same topic. Yoga is an internal intervention to solve depression problems and what is that, addiction problems. Second thing is getting access to motivational speakers and motivational videos on addiction and what is that, depression is one more what is that, way of looking at it. I am giving some solutions for you. Third one is go 1 or 2 days, spend some time in your remote village and introspect yourself. What is the purpose of life? Are we born in life to play PUBG? Talk about it 1,000 times. Are we born to end our life? Think about 10 times. Because I am giving that external intervention. Go somewhere to a temple, spend a couple of hours. What is the purpose of my existence as a human being? Is our existence is to play a game which is not seen as a professional game? Is my life is going towards PUBG, etc. These are the kind of questions. When you self-introspect, I'm sure you will get somewhere in the integral part of your heart, you will try to get some thinking process. Now we have external counselors to solve these what is it, depression and addiction problems. And we have medication for what is it, depression and what is that, addiction problems. And we have life courses where you go spend in a what is that, resort kind of nature. As a hospital in a resort where they treat people with these kind of what is that, imbalances. Right? Why kids likes mobile? Why kids wants to play games like PUBG is because I don't remember, I saw a video which instills some kind of salt in your nervous system which will make you feel very happy. So working with gadgets, trying to drive BMWs and Mercs and what is it, Jaguars of the world, imagining that you are going to drive these vehicles, playing games, playing with the gadgets, right? It kicks off something in the nervous system which will steroid your body, and that is what is something getting treated now. So I can't go beyond this, but yoga, introspecting yourself, understanding the purpose of you as an individual and purpose of life. And the third thing is getting that external intervention of going for medication, going for counseling, or getting to some motivational speakers. All this goes very, very well hand in hand to solve this problem. But I think it's good that you spoke. It's good that you spoke. And you take my number from what is that, ready, sir? And you be in touch with me. I will tell you what to do. I don't want to talk in for public, but I will tell you what exactly you need to do. Understand the purpose and the role of you as an individual. And that it starts what is that, declining the interest towards PUBG. Boss, it is not only you. We have seen n number of people losing their jobs because of this addiction. Okay? People losing their lives because of this addiction. But there is a solution for all these things. Don't feel helpless. Don't feel disheartened. And don't feel discouraged. All three are very important. Helplessness, discouragement, and disheartenment. All three are not good for us. So reach out to the right people. I will try to help you. Okay? Thank you so much. And in fact, you should become a role model for next generations on how you are openly articulate the problem you went through it and get out the problem and convert yourself into a successful person and stand as part of role models. One more very interesting thing. Congratulations to you. You saw the news? A great cricketer of this country is representing what is that, Chennai. What is the name? Harishankar Reddy. Give a big round of appreciation. You want to play? Play those sports. Play the sports who has a professional career. Engineering is a professional career. Teaching is a professional career. Medicine is a professional career, but we call it as a divine career, right? Even sports, pick up sports, which has a professional career, right? Not these kind of things. Okay? Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Yeah?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Here. Sir, I am from second DCE.
My branch.
This is Anita. Sir, I have a small question to you, and maybe it may be a challenging question to you. Sir, why TCS select only non-backlog students?
Non-backlog students, huh?
That backlog students are not eligible for TCS?
Okay. Guys, I know it's a noise-making question. I don't wear TCS badge today. I decided not to wear the TCS badge today. So I'm talking like I came down because I'm one among you. I too don't like it. Okay, I too don't like it. TCS not giving opportunity for students with backlogs. As a professional, as a person, I have different opinions. As a person, I don't like it. I'm very open, very transparent, and very, open with you. Very, very open with you. Okay? From a professional perspective, one day, sir, ask him to go and talk. Yeah. Ask him to go and talk. It's okay. Just he wants to spend some time. Don't worry. You go and meet him. Okay. Come back. Quickly. So, I asked this question to Ramadore sir. When I said, sir, why we encourage students only with backlogs? Then he gave a beautiful answer to me. Chaps, in our country, there are some norms that we need to follow. There are some standards that we need to follow. So he asked me, what your father always used to tell you when you go to school? My father always used to tell me, be a good boy, study well, get good marks. So the membership of a student in this country is to always have basic degree in hand with first class and without backlogs. That is the norm and that is the standard in this country. So when as an organization I am supposed to create standardized policies and when I am supposed to create processes in the organization, I want to borrow those standards and ensure that TCS is seen as a standard operating company in this country. So in this country, the standard of education is first class, 100% attendance. Your certificate has to be disciplined and then without backlogs. So those standards we have taken into TCS and we said 10+2 degree, no backlogs, not less than 60%, blah, 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 blah. But it's not that only TCS as an organization, is doing this. Many organizations has opened up their expansion, made even the second class people or the backlogs people to attend. But personally, I may not like it. But professionally, the answer I got is, this is an organization which takes standards very seriously, which takes those norms very seriously. Our recruitment practices, our delivery practices has to be top class. And I'm not saying that backlogs is a problem. You can work upon the backlogs and you can clear. But some company has to have some standards and the company has taken that stand, let's respect it. Personally, I'm with you. Professionally, I'm more with TCS.
Yes, sir, I agree, but let me take a small example.
One more very interesting thing is, you might say that backlog guy became CEO of XYZ company, right? For me, my TCS 5 lakh people are more important than one guy becoming a CEO of a company. I'm very clear. right? For me, the image of my company is important more than one CEO somewhere. You are not able to make 1,000 CEOs out of backlog people, but TCS makes 45,000 offers every year out of first class people. That is the difference. That's exactly what you need to catch. Okay? Am I clear? I am crystal clear about TCS. Right? We have standard operating procedure, we'll follow it. Some of the times we miss the talent. Of course, I agree with you. We miss the talent. But with value, with what? With the value system of giving importance to standards. I am okay to lose the talent as long as I am standing by my value systems. I'm very clear about it. Okay? This country has seen only one Sachin Tendulkar. But this country has seen 5 lakh TCS people already. That is the difference. Thank you. Next question. Yeah, last 10 minutes. 1 o'clock. Wow.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
I am Sainath from First Triple E.
Sainath, tell me.
Sir, what are the new skills we build up to leadership qualities and what we require the new skills, sir, to go ahead?
Yeah, new skills, right? Very good. See, from a technology point of view, social media programming. From a technology point of view, cloud computing. From a technology point of view, artificial intelligence. From a technology point of view, machine learning. Okay? These are, and from a technology point of view, big data, insights, analytics. These are the technology strands that people want you to possess for the future leadership skills. Okay? That is very clear from a skill perspective, technology perspective. Social media programming, cloud computing, right? Artificial intelligence, machine language, and big data, analytics, and insights. Of course, some more also is coming these days. Okay? So these are from a technology point of view. Whether you are from computer science, for example, if you talk about Triple E, it comes with robotic process automation, right? How you bring robots in automatizing the process, etc., RPAs and all that. So these technologies are taking the lead, and be what is it to head of the curve, and you will become a successful guy. From a leadership quality perspective, a lot of people said, right? Khurshid spoke about empathy. People said about integrity. People said about value systems. We spoke about discipline. We spoke about character. These are some of the characteristics or the cultural aspects what you need to continue to become a leader and continue to become a leader. That's it. As simple as it. Technology at this point of time, worry about what is it, technology. Worry about innovation. Worry about problem solving. Worry about building relationships. And worrying about enhancing your intellectual capacity and capability. That's it.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I am Munim Reddy from Third BTech AAA. My question is how to get an effective intensity and what type of philosophy you most believe?
I see human philosophy. What is a great philosophy, boss? See, don't worry about too many philosophies. We have some nice, books, nice literature. Go to that place, refer to them, you get some nice insights. Okay? For me, the best philosophy is what Bhagavad Gita said. Manav Seve, Madhav Seva. Okay? You see happiness and joy in serving people around you through your knowledge or through your helping nature or through your attitude or the culture, right? Some people becomes financial assets and they start distributing. Some people create solutions and applications to solve humanity problems. Some people get and do some service. All this is part of the philosophy. Philosophy is the most powerful thing that you got in your life is the fellow human being. As long as you are taking care of fellow human beings, that is the best and greatest philosophy I can ever think of. Okay? Thank you.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah.
What skills are the most crucial to succeeding in this IT sector, sir? And what type of person?
Very simple. Problem solving, exposure to industry, understanding the trends, what I mentioned, like social media programming, machine language, etc., and having good communication skills. Your ability to solve any problem in front of you makes you a unique seller in the IT industry. Simple. Thank you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Vijay. Lakshmi. I'm studying MBA. I'm in first year.
MBA, what specialization? HR or finance?
Sir, HR and finance.
HR and finance, okay?
So my question is, sir, how to be self-independent without depending on others?
I think why you want to be so independent?
So it's not about so independent. We are capable of doing something, no, without depending on others. There should be some things that we can do ourselves. But even though we will depend on others, even for small things.
See, I think that is the attitude that you nurture for yourself. Be very crystal clear. You have the thought of clarity that no, some things I can do on my own, some things I can't do on my own. Okay? Some things I can't do on my own will continue, right? Some things I can't do on my own, you go and seek for interventions, which is help or support. And then first time you solve the problem, you are able to successfully do it. Then next episode you should become independent. See, others' help cannot be taken as granted. As long as you are not taking others granted and not trying from your perspective, I think whether you are dependent or independent, it doesn't matter. Okay? You cannot take others for granted. You can't take other support for granted. And as long as you are able to look at the thin line, okay, where I am taking the help versus taking people for granted, it doesn't matter. Okay? Be happy.
Another question is, how can we control ourselves? How can we control our body without thinking?
See, I think these are see, some of these things people are saying that daily fitness, okay, yoga, a bit of meditation, right? Again, taking inspiration from books and literature. All these points, what I said, they are the best what is available medicines for you, which you need to consume. And this gives a lot of what is strength for you as an individual. Okay? And taking it from your own experiences here. Live your life. Don't live some other's life. You have so many experiences around you. So whenever I go to colleges and I ask them, who is your role model? People talk somebody who is in the sky. Why? Your father cannot be a role model, your mother cannot be a role model, your grandfather cannot be a role model. More than anything else, your student who is sitting in front of you can become your role model. And the role models keep changing. Right? I think look at those people and try to emulate them, try to copy them. And that will become most what is way of doing things. Absolutely no issues about it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Upnashri from first year CSC branch. It's an honor to talk with you. And fine. So today, all of us here will remember you as a TCS Global Head and Vice President of TCS. But what's your dream in your college days to be remembered for? So what people want to remember for?
See, I will not give an hypothetical answer for this. I am a straight shooter. Okay? See, it depends upon your upbringing in life. What is something that will make you motivated to go after something? A kind of vision, a kind of dream, a kind of what is it, a target, etc. Goal, right? That's what exactly you are referring to. What you want to be in college is a dream, is a goal, is an objective, is a vision for yourself. I think my goal at that point of time is to get a decent job and settle in life. And that is the exposure given to me at that point of time. That was the only exposure I have at that point of time. And you can't believe, the first time I got access to a computer is in my final year of engineering. And the most respected guy in my college is not the principal, is not the HOD, the lab attender of C programming. He is the most respected guy because 2 computers in the entire college and we have 60 people. To write even 10 lines of C code, right, we used to take a permission from them. Right, those days is the most respected guy. So, the kind of exposure we went through, I'll give a couple of examples. I'm in 7th standard. I scored well in my final year examination, midterm or the pre-final examinations. So, our headmaster took us to Gandhi Park in Vijayawada. And he also took us to the milk producing center, dairy center, right? And then during the dinner, before we board the bus back to Bapatla, Jillalamudi, he took us to a small costly restaurant because there is no other restaurant near to that place. They gave a finger bowl. I am not exaggerating. 4 of us. all are still my friends. 4 of us, we took the finger bowl, we looked at it the hot water, and we saw the lemon. The best thing that came into our mind is squeeze it, drink it. We're done. Why? No exposure, right? So those times, because of that lack of exposure, lack of information, lack of access to many things, I think some of our vision, dream got restricted to small things. Okay, so that's why I said I'm a straight shooter. I never had big dreams, but when I got into PSG, I had big dreams. The day I got into TCS, within 1.5 years, I decided that I want to be a sales head, or at least what is that, the HR head of the company. I think I am one level down the HR head of the company, right? So I think once you start getting exposed, your vision changes, your dreams changes. But in school, just be cool and be there in the first class and try to get a decent job. That was it. Nothing else much. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon.
Myself.
Good afternoon.
Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Sindhura Jahnavi and I am from Diploma
What is
Triple
that?
First year.
What is your name?
Jahnavi.
Sindhu Jahnavi.
Sindhura Jahnavi.
Sindhu Jahnavi. Okay.
From Diploma First Year Triple E. My question is, what are the important rules and regulations to be taken to reach our goals?
I think, very simple. Hard work, perseverance, and persistence. That's it. Only 2 answers. Starts with P, the most powerful things. Perseverance and persistence. Consistently, constantly. What Vivekananda said, the famous quote of Vivekananda, arise, awake, not stop until the goals are achieved. The answer is the best answer for your question. Okay? Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
I'm Irfan from CSC first year.
Very good.
Happy to meet you.
Thank you.
It might be a silly question to ask you.
Good, go ahead.
How to get success in life? What is the actual success?
See, actual success is, guys, this is the last question. I'll answer because I need to go back. 8 o'clock I have a dinner meeting in Bangalore. I have to go. I must go because somebody is coming from Bombay to meet me. By 8:30 I have to be there in Bangalore. What I learned